There was a king who loved being in his kingdom, and he used to manage the daily affairs and take care of all of his ministers, of all of his people. He was a great king, and he loved his life so far. But as he got older, something inside was missing. He wasn't fulfilled. He wasn't happy. He was searching for the truth. So one day he went to visit a mahatma in his kingdom, and he said, "Oh, great Mahatma, I would like to know the truth." Mahatma said, "I can teach you the truth, but first I need to know something. Are you willing to live in a pigsty for 1 week? If you can live in a pigsty for 1 week, I will teach you the truth." The king looked at the pigsty. By the Mahatma's ashrama, there was a pigsty there. King looked at the pigsty, the place where the pigs were living and eating and breeding and doing all of their business, and he felt very disgusted. He said, "No, I'm not going to live in the pigsty. That's okay. I don't need this." And he left. He went back to his kingdom, but he couldn't really continue his life. He kept feeling that something was missing. He needed to learn the truth of his being, the truth of who he was. He needed to see something, to know something deeper. He thought to himself, living in the pigsty for 1 week might not be so bad. Let me try it. And so he goes to the Mahatma. Says, "Mahatma ji, I want to know the truth." Mahatma ji said, "You know my condition. You will have to stay in the pigsty." The king said, yes, I know. I'll have to stay in the pigsty for a week. I'm willing to try it." Mahatma ji said, "No, you'll have to stay for a month." The king said, "Oh no, 1 month? That's too much." King left. The king left and said, I don't want this knowledge. If I have to live in a pigsty for a month, what am I going to do? Left. But he went back to the kingdom, and something was piercing inside. He wanted this truth. He wanted this knowledge. He kept feeling so empty, feeling so incomplete. He said, "A month in the pigsty? That shouldn't be so bad. Why not try it?" So he went back to the Mahatma. And the Mahatma said, "O king, what now?" The king said, "O Mahatma ji, I want to learn this truth, this knowledge, which will set me free, which will give me peace and lasting joy." The Mahatma ji said, "O king, you know my condition." King said, "Yes, I'll have to live in the pigsty for a month, or I don't know." The Mahatma ji said, "You'll have to live in the pigsty. You'll have to live in the pigsty for 1 whole year." And the king closed his eyes, looked deep in his heart, and said, "Okay, I'll do it." And the king even had his bags ready to go and stay in the pigsty. And he was walking towards the pigsty. And the Mahatma ji said, "O king, you need not go and stay in the pigsty. I just needed to know that you're willing to live in the pigsty. Come tomorrow at 6 a.m. I will teach you in my ashrama itself. The first qualification of a student is one who is ready to let go of all of their inhibitions, step out of their comfort zone, drop their past notions, and start fresh. Your willingness to live in the pigsty showed me that. Now you are ready. And now you will be able to absorb whatever I have to teach. So come tomorrow. But you don't need the pigsty anymore. You just need the divine eye. Hari Om.